The London Broncos are first up. What do you make of their preparations?
I'm not really concerned about their preparations. All those kind of strange things that we've got 2 games on them. We've seen their pre-season games. They're young, enthusiastic. They're picking up players all the time, and they're a side that's going to throw something up somewhere along the lines. You know that they're going to turn up with an attitude, and if you don't turn up with the right attitude, you're going to get burnt. And that's the nature of rugby league. If you've got to turn up with the right attitude at this level, because they'll have some good players, they've got some lads that are trying to make their way in the game as well. So they're going to want to try and impress throughout the season. So it's not a tough first game. It's just a mental approach to it we need to be right with. I know that they're coming to our place. We played really well last year. We went down and got our first win in London in a long time. And I think our preparation's been pretty similar this year.
But principally, you think it's about you and not about
It's about us all the time. It's knowing your enemy and knowing what they're going to bring to the game, no matter who we play. But principally, what we've worked on for the last couple of years, and one of my main philosophies, is that if I'm not right, then it's no good worrying about the opposition. We've got to get ourselves right first. Know where we want to do, know which areas we want to play with, how we want to play the game, and then you can pick up some things off the opposition which you can manipulate if they're there. And I get with London, I don't know what teams I'm going to pick. They're signing players every day. So it's really hard. I can look at their first game against Catalans in pre-season, and it could look like a completely different side, with the signing of their French halfback, picking up on the front row from Australia, centre from Australia. I mean, it's a couple of long signees, you just don't know how they're going to play or what they're going to bring.
What do you want to achieve out of your first few weeks, Dennis?
I want to win. I think we've come through that. We need performance, but this team now wants to win. That's taken us some time like that, and you can speak to Jack about that. And he's in the centre of it. I stand on the outside as part of somebody who sets the environment. But internally, you just got a feeling that the players want to win. They train really hard. They're a really close group. The thing that's going to keep them stronger is just going out there and performing. And the outcome of our performances is winning, and that's what we're trying to get, some positive outcomes from some really good performances. And winning is that.
How's, from Jack's point of view, how's the arrival of Brett Hodgson fitted in? Has that gone down really well?
Yeah, especially from a personal point, he's really helped me out already. He's only been here a few weeks, but just the vast experience he's got within the game, and I'm a young aspiring. Well, I'm playing wing at the minute, but hopefully I want to be full back in a couple of years for the club, and he's really helped us out, and especially as outside backs, he's done a bit of training with the half backs as well, and shown us some running lines and different ways to influence space for players. So the work he's doing is amazing. I'm just looking forward to working with him the rest of the season.
You get some one-to-one kind of conversations with him as well?
Yeah, throughout training, he'll come and just take me to the side in the middle of training and have a couple of words with me, and I've watched a bit of my video of him from my previous pre-season friendly games. So yeah, really helped me out already.
What's the pre-season been like for you, Jack? Everything, no injuries, nothing niggling, picking up or anything?
No, I've been injury-free. Been training hard, but as we can say, I can only remember what Dennis said before. Everyone's chomping at the bit now. We think we've trained that hard now, and like I said, we're a really good squad. All we want to do is help each other out and really want to win this year.
You've got yourself a first team shares this year, number 2, I think you've been given, haven't you? I suppose the thing is now to really nail that down and establish yourself in the side.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough that Dennis gave me that number 2. We got Pat Arvan and Paddy Flynn and Deck Hughes chomping at the bit, training really hard as well. So I wouldn't say I've established that position. I still think I'm working as hard as I can, because training every day with Paddy Flynn and Paddy Arvan, like I said. So all I can do is hope I get my chance and prove that I deserve that shirt, and I want to play for Widnes in that shirt.
Did the players discuss, forget the Dennis is here now, did the players discuss amongst themselves how the season's going to go? I mean, relegation, is that ever on your conversations between the lads?
No, I don't think that's in our conversation. Like you said, we want to win. Realistically, I think top 8's achievable quite easily for us. I think it's something we want to achieve. We've spoken about it a few times, and yeah, I think they've got a really strong squad. Got a bit of, like Dennis said, we was a bit bit skinny last year and the year before, so now we've got a bit bigger squad now and got the new players coming in like Danny Tickle and PJ and all them type of players who've got experience, and I really think we're going to do well this year.
How did you go on managing that, Dennis? Because obviously first season the team was relatively small, so obviously you had to pick from that pool, but it seems as though there's a bigger option now. How does it go in terms of the man management of teams, of players who want to be in the team? You think it's not your turn this week because, you know, how do you go on with that?
Well, I think that's my job. It's like I've built a squad where I have difficult decisions. I want the competitive element. You can't just play this game full tilt on a weekend. You have to work all week, every week, against people and people that want your spot, and you have to have that attitude, because you can't just turn up and play with intensity. You have to have it in your makeup, in training. You have to have it, and you have to get that, you have to have it from a stimulus, and that stimulus is a little bit of a challenge from somebody who wants your place, and that's what we've tried to build. But the hard thing in building a squad is building the fact that you want them all to want each other to do well as well. Like you've got, like, I know every single player wants to be in the team this week because they feel that they've worked hard enough to deserve that. But I know that the fact is that when I pick the team on Thursday, that every player is going to congratulate us in that side and support them. And that's what we've tried to work towards. We've tried to work towards the fact that we're a little bit of a tribe mentality at the moment, where we're all in this together. I've got 25 to 30 players, a couple of young ones on the edge of that we're all in this together. I'm going to have to use most of those players all year. It's not about round one, it's about where we finish. And everybody's got to support everybody else, because they're going to need that support themselves at some point along the line. And that's, I want them to be in the side, and I want to see a little bit ruthless in that, but I also want them to understand that this is a team sport. This is not about them.
Is there any team you would say within the league this year? Because obviously the obvious competitors for the top, but is there any wild cards in there? Teams you think, well, they haven't really been on the radar over the last few years, maybe this year?
I think a simple question that you've asked every journalist has asked every single club this year, and every single one's been the same. Maybe not in London at this moment in time, but every single club I've seen mentioned wants to be in the top 8. There's only 8 spots. We've got 14 sides out saying that, so that's the standard line. Everybody wants to, and that's what personally I've tried to stay away from. Everybody's goal this year is to win something. Everybody's goal is to be in the finals. Everybody's goal is to be in that half of the table. It's not, they're really easy things to set. We've been a little bit tougher on ourselves. We've narrowed it right down to stuff that goes on day in, day out that will give us an outcome, and that outcome is where we finish. And we'll get what we deserve this year. And I'm just really driving hard about the fact that we don't go backwards. And nothing we do and everything we try to achieve is not about going backwards, it's about going forwards, and that's day in, day out. How they live their lives, what they do to help this team and help their teammates.
What's O'Carroll's injury specifically, Dennis?
Shoulder.
And how did he do that?
Did it, I think he knocked it in the World Cup, aggravated it again in the pre-season game. I think it was quite a tough one to pick up on scans, and it's just a little bit of a labral tear that's in there. And he aggravated it in the warm-up game, and in hindsight maybe we should have sent somebody, but we couldn't pick anything out along the way, and it was, we wanted to rehab him instead of operating on him, and it got to that stage where we had to operate. Eamon's going to play a massive part, again he'll play a massive part in this year, the quality of player he is, and he just now needs to get himself right with enough of the year to go to give us a big lift.
How long ago did they have the op, Dennis?
It's about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks. So we're about a month into it, 3-4 weeks into it.